Mr. Mullah, it's Mr. Hussain here.
Oh, long time no hear.
I thought I was harassing you too much, so I thought I'll give you some breathing space.
I
I
understand you've been on a holiday or something.
Yes, that's correct. Yes, I took my brother on holiday.
Where did he go?
We went to Pakistan.
How long? 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
We went for several weeks. Hence my not calling you.
Yeah, is that why he's been all quiet on the Eastern Front?
Well, not to worry. I'm back now.
Oh no.
Back with a vengeance. How you doing?
All right.
Yeah. So, we returned this weekend.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, so we've had a restful time there. He didn't want to come back. I had to really convince him to come back.
Did you go Karachi or like?
No, we're from Azad Kashmir.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're from AJK.
Okay. Is that where there was some trouble for you a few months ago?
Yeah, well, those troubles were in the other part. I don't know if you know much about Pakistan, but there's part of it's administered by Pakistan and part of Kashmir is administered by India. And the Indian part, I think, is still under capital controls. Basically, that I think it happened in August, where Modi, the president of the prime minister of India, basically put everybody under like house arrest. And so no, but to answer your question, no, we're not affected, but we're part of Azad Kashmir, not Jammu Kashmir.
You are free Kashmir.
That's right, yes. Wow. So I'm contacting you today because I've got in touch with the DWP, and they've advised me that you're the appointee.
Yeah.
And you're not relinquishing your appointee.
No.
And why is that?
Because advised not to.
Pardon?
We've been advised not to by our
Who's advised you?
legal people.
Oh, okay, all right. And who in legal?
Well, the usual suspects. That you.
Rachel Mann?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. Because obviously, when I get in touch with Rachel Mann, she says otherwise. But the situation, as you know, there's been some developments. I've included you in the emails. The situation was that you were applying to the court of protection.
Mm-hmm.
Has there been any progress on this?
No, because they're waiting for a response from us, and I'm waiting for legal to give me some.
Okay, all right.
I need to respond.
And subsequently that I've registered a lasting power of attorney for my brother. My brother's basically registered both for health and welfare and property and finances.
Yeah, well, I see our legal people are obviously dealing with all that kind of.
Yeah, I understand this. But, obviously, I got in touch with the DWP because obviously I sent it to them because can you confirm when you became the appointee?
Can't, at the top of my head, I can't.
Okay, all right. Because I believe you became the appointees after my brother had signed over his lasting power of attorney to me. Mr. Mullah, the situation is getting very, very complex now in the regards that obviously quite clearly that the local authority have prosecuted me and convicted me of defrauding my brother.
I'm aware of.
Yes, on the one hand, when my brother never lodged a complaint, and now he's in my care for a period now approaching a year, and I'm financially having to support him, taking him on holiday. The holiday trip, there's cost associated with it, and you were very reluctant to disclose any money to him. I believe the only substantial payment that you've made is for £500 for his birthday.
Yeah, well, like I said at the time, there wasn't that much money coming in anyway.
That's right. Can I ask, has Adal given you the money yet?
Well, we haven't received anything.
All right. And I self-suspended payments going to yourself until this is the situation. We registered the lasting power of attorney got registered with the Office of the Public Guardian in September. We received that in October.
Okay.
I then subsequently sent that to the DWP, asking them to suspend further payments and recognize myself as holding lasting power of attorney. They've subsequently said yes, but the other party needs to relinquish the appointeeship. I then said, well, my brother has capacity and you can come out and visit. So a visit was arranged for sometime in November. Unfortunately, because we were not here, we had to cancel that visit.
Okay.
All right. Now I've come back on holiday. I've rang them up now, and they're just giving me a totally different story now. They're saying the lasting power of attorney is only an application.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, but clearly it's not an application. It's been registered.
I'm not legally qualified.
Yeah, I understand this, but where I left things with yourself was that you still fail. You still fail to provide me with your legal authority, and I've now provided you with legal authority. That is a legitimate lasting power of attorney.
Did Pat not send you a letter to the home address? I'm sure she did.
She sent me some sort of letter where you signed it, yes, but that's not a court order. That was just basically saying that that was just an application. It was just basically got your signature on there saying that we are going to do something with court of protection, but that's you typed that up yourself. That didn't go to the court of protection.
Well, like I say, the application to the court of protection is we're waiting for legal advice from our legal people. Right?
Yeah, but can I just confirm when you made the application?
Which application?
To the court of protection.
Again, I need to go into the system to check.
I understand this, Mr. Mullah, but you can understand that something very, very strange going on here. It's not straightforward, is it? Because when I've previously spoken to you, you said, look, I'm quite happy to relinquish the appointeeship as long as you provide me with your legal framework or to do so. I have now submitted that, and you've sidestepped it and said, no, actually, legal are saying something else.
Well, that's why I have to follow up my...
Yeah, I understand, but and Mr. Mullah, I draw no criticism to yourself. I think with me especially, I'm a very vocal individual, and you've been very patient with me in the past, so I draw no personal criticism towards you, but it is towards the organization that you operate and work for, that, give me one thing and then go around another thing. My brother is not getting his money. I'm substantially in the red. I've had to take him on holiday. That was to his benefit, and everybody, all I seem to be doing is giving a run around. Now I ring up legal and I write to them. I'm sure you've read all my emails, and for them to just simply, ignore me, it's not acceptable. I mean, that's a legal document. You can't. They've already sidestepped my mother's lasting power of attorney by saying, "Oh, she's got dementia. She doesn't know what she was doing." But my brother Talib does not have dementia. He may have mental health problems, but he still has mental capacity, and clearly, it's in his best interest. And you can understand how much...
I'm just following advice from legal, really. I mean, I can't overstep what they did.
No, Mr. Mullah, I perfectly understand. And, I'm even grateful that you're entertaining this conversation, because you can just basically turn around and say to me, I don't even want to talk to you.
No, I could say that,
yeah. And, basically, and the reason I'm ringing you up is because after I rang up the DWP, they've advised me, they said that we've got a call from yourselves, from Bradford Council, and told them under no circumstances are we relinquishing the power of attorney, appointeeship, because of safeguarding. Now, I don't even understand how you become the appointee. You have no legal authority to become the appointee. My brother's not authorized you to become the appointee. The Court of Protection has not authorized you. I presume that Adalat must have relinquished the appointee. Did he ever relinquish his appointee?
He must have done for us to become a...
Yeah, so he must have relinquished the appointee for you to become the appointee, but there's no legal framework for you in place as it stands to be the appointee. That is an application that you are still waiting on to make to the Court of Protection. And at the end of the day, my brother Talib last received unfettered access to his benefit money in October 2017. That's 2 years ago. And then obviously you, the local authority, have taken all away our money and any kind of resources that I have, and I'm now having to financially support him.
Well, I'm afraid there's not much I can do, really, is there, really, if you think about it. I'm just waiting for legal to advise me.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, the only person that you're mentioning in legal, is it Parveen Akhtar?
Well, Parveen and... Well, Rachel, really, I liaise with Rachel.
Okay, because obviously I've attempted to speak to Rachel, and she's quite clearly and categorically told me, got nothing to do with your brother. We're focusing on exploiting your mother. All right, we're just looking to obviously take her into our custody.
Again.
Yeah, I understand that's outside what you would understand, but the reality is that, look, I mean, we've not collected any money since that time period. So how much money is going to be available for Talib in the interim?
I don't know. I'd need to check on the system to see how much has been paid back into the account, and then... Because I suspended it in October. I believe that have you contacted them recently? Again, Pat would have contacted them. If there was any contact, Pat would have contacted them.
Can you have a word with Pat?
But she's not here. She works on
Wednesdays.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Okay, all right. Because obviously, where I had what I anticipated to happen was that we had suspended the payments coming to yourself. If I was the appointee, I could then get the money for Talib directly, rather than for you to get the money, for you to then pay administrative costs to issue it out to Dove Court, and then for me to waste my time and money and resources to collect the money. Can you see that is a total not sustainable? And so, obviously, your legal people need to be advised that the situation as is one where you're depriving my brother of his legal rights to benefit money.
Well, I'm sure they're all aware of all the.
Yeah, but I mean, they need to be made. I would like you to. The point is that they won't speak to me.
No, well, like I say, I mean, I've been chasing them up for update on what I need to do.
Yeah.
They don't work at.
Well, the work, I mean, it's not the way, the work to their own benefit. Now, you can understand, Mr. Mullah, it doesn't take somebody with legal understanding to know that if I've allegedly done something and it's constituted a criminal offence, it's equally, if you do the same thing, it's still equally a criminal offence. It doesn't become not a criminal offence when you do it as a council. You've convicted me of not giving my brother unfettered access to his benefit money. He's not had unfettered access to his benefit money now for a period of 2 years because of all these shenanigans. All right, but that you, the local authority, are doing. Now, obviously, in my absence, my brother would be totally suffering right now. Luckily, I've managed to take him on holiday and give him some hope. For us to be going through this charade of the local authority are refusing to relinquish appointeeship. The question is, how have you even got the appointeeship? All you so far submitted to us, Mr. Mullah, is a letter with your signature on it saying that you're looking to make an application.
Which we have done.
Obviously. Yes, but an application, anybody can make an application. Me and my brother Talib, in the meantime, while you're making this application to the Court of Protection, okay, me and my brother, he's first of all, we've submitted in a lasting power of attorney for his health and well-being. All right. I think I've sent you a copy of this. Right. Then when that finished, when we received that copy, we then submitted a second one for his property and finances in July. And you're still telling me, so we've not done them concurrently. We've done them sequentially. All right. So that's the maximum length of time it takes to get a lasting power of attorney. Now, conversely, my previous lasting power of attorney for my mother, all right, which she had signed over in February 2018, you, the local authority, instructed the Office of the Public Guardian to get it suspended within a period of 2 weeks. And the case went to court in my absence. And I was suspended without even representation. So when it serves your purpose, you can act very fast. Because an application was made by the Office of the Public Guardian under claims of safeguarding alerts regarding my mother, and that went to the court of protection in my absence without any notification, and that LPO got suspended. And then subsequently, you've instigated action where you've had me removed as my mother's lasting power of attorney. So we as a household are not getting any money regarding my mother now for a period of over a year, right? And now you're also controlling my brother Talib's money for now a period of over 2 years through Adalat, through recruiting first of all Adalat, and then subsequently, taking over this responsibility. And to date, my brother Talib he's got tens of thousands of pounds that you've taken out of our trust fund and to give it to Talib, and he's still not received it. So, I really need to have this issue resolved with, and I would like to I think we've gone beyond making telephone calls and having this conversation. I need to speak to somebody senior and face to face.
Yeah, well, you need to, like I say, you really need to contact the legal department, really.
Yes, but Mr. Mullah, do you think a person like me wouldn't have contacted them?
Well, I'm sure you have, but...
I ring them up.
I can ring now Rachel and say, can you please speak to Shazad, and... that's all I can.
Yeah, I mean that's fair enough. But with regards to
you can take the horse to the water, but you can't make it.
Yeah, you're right. But what is within your power and remit is the money that my brother Talib has had just in his benefit money that you're accumulating. We would like full disclosure of this.
Yeah, well, like I say, Pat you need to speak to in terms of what the.
Come on, Mr. Mullah. Pat is your junior. You're the senior manager,
But
and you're ultimately you have more authority than Pat does. Obviously Pat, and she's your colleague. She gets very emotional when I speak to her. She thinks I'm trying to badger her and stuff. It's not something. I mean, luckily she's your colleague. She's not under. I don't have any working relationship with her, but she gets her emotions overtake things, and clearly I'm within my right to be frustrated. I think I'm more patient than others, and I think both yourself and your colleague, the Asian Imran, I think it is. Obviously have a lot more tolerance, but she thinks I'm shouting at her. She doesn't understand the Pakistani ways. We don't. To an outside observer, it looks like we're shouting at each other. And this is just a normal dialogue. So obviously, I don't really feel comfortable, and I don't think Pat feels very comfortable engaging me in dialogue. So all we're asking for right now is that because of your, this move that you've done, that you're refusing to relinquish your appointeeship, considering the fact that originally, Mr. Mullah, I was my brother's appointee. All right, you've convicted me of unlawfully convicted me of frauding my brother. Right, got my appointeeship removed, then given it to Adalat. That's been a total debacle of a case. Then now you've taken on yourself, and you're not, and you want the situation that you want for Talib is that where you get the money, you then deduct charges for bringing it to Dove Court, and then you task me with the responsibility of taking Talib to collect the money.
I don't know what charges you're referring to.
I'm sure there's administrative charges of getting the money to. That's what Pat told me, that there are costs of taking the money to Dove Court.
Well, they are, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously, how is that in my brother's best interest? His benefit money that he's legally entitled to is being sidestepped to yourself, where you're then taking charges from his benefit money that he needs to live off, and then tasking me with the responsibility of providing him with care and support. Like I said, Mr. Mullah, you're a very patient man, especially with me, and I'm just conscious of the fact that I've taken up more of your time. I just need you to authorize full disclosure of any money that he does have, because obviously there are costs associated with all these holidays and everything else. And really, the reality is that you need to advise the legal people that by law, you've convicted me of holding money only for you to now hold Talib's money. You can't be holding Talib's money, his benefit money. He needs something to live off.
Okay, well, I'll clear it up with Pat when she comes in on Wednesday.
Okay, all right. Is there any money at Dove Court?
There won't be any, no, because I think we were led to believe that you were out of the country, and they sent the money back to us because you didn't collect it for a couple of weeks. They sent the money back to us, so I don't think there'll be any money there.
Okay, well, can you try? I mean, we don't want to be waiting until Wednesday for Pat to come back. Clearly, you can call and see in the case how much money is on Talib's account and issue that out. I mean, it doesn't require Pat to come back. You're the senior manager there. You can see how much money is in a Talib's account and issue that out to Dove Court, so at least we can come and collect that.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure whether I can give you the whole money. But
why not?
I'll see where I can.
Okay, all right. Can I explain why?
Well, like I say, I need to talk to Pat because I don't know what the situation is in terms of the account.
No, I understand, but why are you saying that you can't give the whole amount? What's your reservation of not disclosing? That's money that my brother is legally entitled to a living expense on a weekly basis. We've been out of the country. We've not collected that money. It's accumulated with yourself. And now you're saying that we can't disclose the full amount.
Well, we do need to keep a certain amount for a rainy day.
The rainy day, which rainy day? You understand? I'm not sure that that's correct, because there's substantial costs associated with my brother being abroad. We've clearly, that we've been abroad. We've explained to you that I have to spend over I don't know how many grand. All right, and you're saying, well, we're waiting for a rainy day. Your rainy day is the council has its own money. You should not even be in a position where, and I've made this quite clear in the past, you should not even be in a position to be in charge of my brother Talib's money, considering bottom line is that he has mental capacity. And so therefore he has a right to dictate how and who he wants his money to be administered. He has never authorized you, the council, to be administrator of his money.
Okay, well, like I say, I'll check it through with Pat, and then we'll see what we can do.
Okay, so I mean, we're going to have to wait until the back end of the week now.
I'm afraid so, yeah.
And what's preventing you from looking at the system to see how much money is there?
look at the system, but I won't understand what the transactions have been so far, kind of thing. So.
Well, I mean, there have been no transactions, and I think, all right, just moving forward from this, I think I asked for a statement of account, and I've asked for some information, and at the time you said, you have no legal authority. I've now presented you with a lasting power of attorney. You've not turned around and told me that that's an application. That is a registered lasting power of attorney. So I've provided you with a legal framework of how I'm acting now in my brother's capacity. So would you be able to acknowledge that at least?
Well, I've got your email, but I'm relying on our legal team to advise me in terms of what we can do.
Okay, all right, but you can understand that we've been what's frustrating is that for yourselves, like you, Mr. Mullah, you're at work right now, all right. This is your work life. You're working like everybody else in legal, and everybody else is working. At the end of the day, at 5 o'clock, you clock off, you get paid, got home, you got money. We are not working. You're controlling our money, and obviously it's having an adverse socio-economic, psychological effect on us, health and well-being. You're controlling our money, all right, this household income, it's quite easy for you to put it on the long haul, because it's not fundamentally costing you anything. Everybody's getting paid, and it's not costing you anything, whereas it's costing us in not just time and emotional, but financially. All right, and so therefore we're frustrated, and we have a right to be frustrated. And I think that's what needs to be made clear to someone like your colleague Pat Vadine, is that you're working at the end of the day. You clock off. You're making us suffer, and we are suffering, and therefore we're expressing our voice or raising our voice. You're saying, "Oh, you're not being professional." You're not being professional by looking to put things in the long haul. For 2 years, my brother's not had unfettered access to his benefit money. And what I mean by unfettered access is that he's in control of his own money. You have unfettered access to the wages that you get. Nobody controls them. You don't have to ask permission to take it out of the bank. And I'm sure you would find that objectionable if you went to the bank. But, well, that's a decision that you have made, isn't it? Okay, Mr. Mullah.
All right.
Please can you look to urgently prioritize this so we get some money at least, all right? Because we haven't even collected the money. At least that money should be made available.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mullah.